And we are back from the bye and filled with energy and very excited to be hanging out with our friend K'Lavon Chaisson. And KC, let us begin here. The bye, how was it? I mean, on a serious note, right, like, how important is it to just get that chance to kind of reset, to collect your thoughts, to get the body right now before we go on the second half of the adventure here?
No, I think it's super critical for a team and also for an individual. 17 games is a long season, long physical season, especially when you. It seems like obviously in the offseason, like we can't wait to get here. It's obviously, man, we were ready for it to go. But then that's when the season get here, like things start rolling and kind of really don't have time to kind of like soak in moments. You got to start going right into the next week, into the next team, and same thing all over again with your body and everything. So the bye week is critical, obviously, for the mind, once again, the body, and just everything in general to kind of get a reset and then get going for the second half of the season.
Well, the thing I think that a lot of folks forget, like especially like your casual NFL fan, is like everyone looks like, oh, the 9 games the team's played. But like you guys have been rocking since July. You know what I mean? Like this isn't like, hey, we're our first weekend off in 10 weeks. Like for a lot of you guys, like this is your first weekend off in 5-6 months. So like I think like to your point, like not only is it like the physical side of it and getting your body back, but like the mental opportunity to kind of step back, relax, not be worried about a game plan and an opponent. I think that's just as important too.
No, 100%. And honestly, there's a bit like a hesitation even when you're in the bye week, you know what I'm saying? Because it still just doesn't feel right. Like you feel like you're supposed to be doing something or supposed to be in some type of game plan or practice or whatever. So obviously, you know what I'm saying, we're grateful for it, you know what I'm saying, with the opportunity, you know what I'm saying, like I said, to get our minds and our body right and all and kind of recoup for the second half of the season. But it's something that you definitely have to take advantage of for sure.
Do you watch football during the bye, or are you logged off? I'm going out in the wilderness and doing nothing.
Oh no football. Yeah, I mean, unless it's opponent on that we play, you know what I'm saying, in the upcoming weeks. We got enough football going on during the season.
Agree. I mean, it's good. Like I said, we talk about having that natural kind of opportunity to kind of step back and just be like, hey, I'm gonna shut it down for 72 hours and then get back and ready to rock.
No, most definitely.
Looking back, I guess pre-bye a little bit before we look ahead to the Dolphins, like coming off for you personally, two games now in a row that you've started, right? Kind of seeing that snap count go up. Like, what has been kind of working for you over the past handful of weeks for the Silver and Black here?
I think it's my teammates. They've been a huge help for me, helping me getting comfortable within obviously the system, just being with the team and everything in general, and just kind of just understanding, like, let the game come to you. Obviously, just do your 111 and kind of just trusting the coordinators and all their plans coming out and coming forward. So I think that kind of made the game just obviously just a little bit more slower for me to go out there and kind of produce and kind of make sure I help my team out and doing my part.
You go back to September even, and you look at kind of all the transactions that you were a part of. Like, we're on the active roster, we're back down, we're reverting kind of game after game. Like, how do you mentally, I don't even want to say stay ready for your opportunity, but how do you stay sharp so when that opportunity does come, it's not like, hey, I got to get geared up to go. Like, we're ready to lock in. We know exactly what we got to do.
I think it's a consistent preparation regardless of what the result may come out to. I feel like it's something that you dive in and dig into on a consistent basis. I feel like we talked about this last week within the D-line as far as just like committing to the journey and the process. And PG does a great job just making sure emphasizing the process over result. And that just comes in everything you do, obviously with things you do on the field, but off the field too, in the building and outside of the building. Consistency and just making sure you're continuously doing your details and everything to make you a better player and obviously the team a better place. And then whenever that time comes to just let it out, it should be the easy part.
I mean, how hard is it to stay committed to that process though, right? Because a lot of, we talk about it, it's such a long adventure, right? It's such a long journey. Like, how hard is it to kind of have an appreciation for like, hey, we got a long way to go, but to your point, to stay committed to Tuesday, to a Wednesday, to a Thursday that looks exactly the same way that Tuesday and the Wednesday, Thursday, the week previous looked.
Nah, don't get me wrong. Like it takes a while. It takes a bit of a mental callus to build to make sure you go out there and have that mindset on a consistent basis. But and I found a way to just kind of, like I said, commit to the journey and commit to the process, and don't force so kind of like have the eyesight on just the overall goal and the kind of result that you're looking for. So just coming into this every day, just like, man, just go, just work, head down, work. And there's gonna be one day you look up and a lot of things are gonna be done right that you were kind of looking forward to, and that's just all the process of, or all the result of you just staying true to the process.
You know, you look at the bye and just like kind of the way it naturally happened on the calendar. We're pretty much at that halfway point, right? Like a little further than halfway. But now as we get ready for the second half of the season, you know, from the defense in particular, like we've seen a lot of moments that have been great, right? We've seen a lot of moments that have been really good. We've seen quarters that have been good, halves that have been good. Like over this next 8 games, like what's the key to doing that consistently for a full 60 minutes, do you think?
Stay bought into the process once again. What we're being taught and what we've been trained to do, it's nothing new. I feel like there's very few new plays that have been brought into the league. Might be disguised different in some sort of way, but everything is kind of copycat league and recycle. So it's all going to be it's a huge thing about just staying true, commit to the process, and do our details, and stay fundamentally sound and keep going throughout the weeks. And it's going to be a good stretch where so we're going to have a great bit of turnovers, a great bit of dominance on the defensive end where we start pitching some shutouts and whatnot that we know we're capable of. But we can't start pressing and digging and reaching for it. Just keep our head down and keep going.
You know, AP kind of set the tone earlier this morning, met with the media, and he just full of confidence, full of energy, ready to rock, and was like, look, like we got 8 games to kind of show what we're about, and there was no kind of, I'm trying to figure out the right word, like there was no like falter in it, you know what I mean? It was like a full commitment to what's ahead. Like how important is that the main guy is confident, ready to rock, and saying like, hey guys, like I know the past couple weeks haven't gone the way that we wanted, but everything that we want to do, everything we can still accomplish is ahead of us.
No, most of it, and that's huge. But belief is the number one thing that you can have within the team. Because when you're trying to get everybody on the same page and we all trying to accomplish one goal, we all have to buy in and fully believe in what we're trying to get done. So just going into the second half of the season, man, we know that it's a lot of ball left and things can get changed around at any moment of time. So going into this, we know that there's a lot of teams that's kind of in our position right now with the record, and somebody got to come out on top over the 500 mark. So that's something that we're aiming for. That's something that we dialed in to do. But once again, it's 1 week at a time, and we stay committed to the process.
Yeah, I mean, and that 1 week starts on Sunday, headed to the East Coast to take on the Dolphins. When you look at the Dolphins, right, and a team that has had so many highs and lows this year, and kind of struggled again to find that consistency, like what strikes you about them offensively?
Oh man, playmakers all over the field, and that's just something that you can't let the record fool you and buy into that. They just had a great game this past Monday and showing their talents and displaying it against a good team that we played as well early in the year. So it's something that we're going to have to buy into. And obviously with their offense being a heavy motion offense, and when there's always something moving pre-snap, our discipline is going to be something huge. We kind of just buy in, make sure we're doing our 111, and the game will come to us and how we want it to do.
You know, so much is made, and for obvious reasons, when you look at all the numbers historically of teams in the Pacific time zone going to the East Coast, playing in that early window, and having some success, or having a hard time finding success. Well, you guys did that earlier in the season. You went to Baltimore, same situation, right? That early game. What can you guys take collectively as a team from that experience, saying, hey, like, you know what? We've been there, we've done that. Obviously, it's a different opponent, but just in terms of the mechanism of traveling to the East Coast, getting the body right. So come 10 a.m. on Sunday, you guys are ready to roll.
We know there's a bit of obviously a time zone change, and when you're trying to get your body adjusted to playing on a different time zone. But I feel like the mentality of this locker room and the team that we have going, regardless of what time zone you put us in, we got to find a way and get it done. And that's just the position that we're in, a position that we know that we need to, a mindset that we know that we need to walk into every environment and believe in, and even at home too. So regardless of where they put us in, if we have to go overseas and play, if we got to go across the map and play, if we got to go down the street to play, find a way to make it work. So that's what we believe in, and we're gonna get it done.
And the one good thing too, in terms of headed east, especially a place like Miami, a lot of Raiders fans going to be there. Going to be a lot of silver and black in those stands, and I know, like from talking to you guys throughout the years, like you guys get like a little emotional kind of pull from seeing a lot of the away jerseys, especially in an away stadium or home stadium. Sorry.
Yeah. No. I'm gonna say, first of all, Raiders fans show up regardless, so that's a big appreciation to our fan base for sure, and I'm happy to be a part of that. So I know it's gonna be deep when we show out to South Beach or out in Miami, and they'll be able to see a lot of silver and black in the crowd. So that's gonna play a huge advantage, and that does a lot to obviously the opposing team too, to see as much as that in the stands as well. So I know we're going to be a very intimidating atmosphere, both home team and away team. So it's going to be an exciting atmosphere to be a part of.
Yeah, man, we're looking forward to it. And again, we're looking forward to the second part of the season, seeing what the boys can do out there. But like to your point, it starts with one. It starts on Sunday against the Miami Dolphins. Well, KC, it was so nice to meet you finally. I appreciate you coming up to the studio. Best of luck Sunday, and we'll catch up with you soon. All right, brother?
No, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for having me here.